Hi, I'm going to show you how we make poetry stones. Now, what is a poetry stone? This is actually a kit to make one. Poetry stone is a stone, actually it's just a piece of concrete with some words on it. So, if you're doing concrete work, you can embed this later in it, or use it as a stepping stone, garden marker, whatever. What I have here is actually a ready-made kit for making this kind of stones, bought at a craft store. It contains several different size forms, like this, plastic forms, and they give you some letters that you can stamp into the concrete, letters and numbers and punctuation, and they give you some cement, some concrete. Actually, this is a very, very fine, dust-fine silica sand mixed with Portland cement. It's super expensive. You can buy it at a craft store. What I really thought, hey, why don't I just use this? Why don't I just use this ordinary concrete? Because instead of being 20 bucks for a small box, I get this whole thing for about 4 bucks. It's like 80 pounds. The problem with ordinary sat concrete is that it contains big pebbles, like 1/4 inch or maybe 1/2 inch pebbles, and it will not take an impression very well. If you had a source of fine sand, you could use that and mix it with Portland cement, which is almost free. It's like 100 pounds is like 6 bucks or something, and you could make your own that way. Okay, now the way I do this is, first, it's very important, I think, first lay down a board. I have a piece of masonite here. You could use a regular board or something. The reason for this is, later, if you want to move this thing, you can't really move it for 2 days unless you have something under it. Because if you pick up the form with just a floppy plastic under it, then the whole thing will fall apart. And I put some sort of tarp, or this is just a plastic bag, on top of it to protect the surface underneath. And then I have to measure out the amount of concrete. Now, if this were ordinary construction concrete, I would just mix up a bunch in a bucket. But since this stuff is so expensive, what I do is I pour it so it's level in the form to get the amount of concrete. Well, actually, I know from experience how much I need. I could just weigh it out, but if you're starting out and you have a form, pour the dry concrete to measure how much. Alright, here's the approximate amount I'll need. I poured the dry mix into the form and leveled it off. Oh, notice also I'm wearing gloves and hopefully a dust mask, because Portland cement contains lye, I believe. It's an irritant. Okay, so I've got that dry stuff, dry powder. I'm going to put it in a bucket. I'm just using an old plastic tub here, and then I'll add some water.